Chunky. Oh, tremendous. Wow, how about that?
Wow.
That was awesome. We really are so blessed right now. God's just doing some neat things, and it's been such a privilege to be a part of it. And Judy, I like that you said, neat that God chose us to come along for the ride. That's definitely how it feels. Well, I'm just going to wrap this up. I'm going to make this quick. I want to give you one picture from Scripture that we feel like, in a really special way, kind of sums up Young Life in our hearts for kids, and I think the heart of Jesus for kids. There's a story in Luke 13, 10 through 13. It says this: on a Sabbath day, Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues, and a woman was there who had been crippled by a spirit for 18 years. She was bent over and could not straighten up at all. When Jesus saw her, he called her forward and said to her, "Woman, you are set free from your infirmity." Then he put his hands on her, and immediately she straightened up and began praising God. Young Life leaders believe that in a lot of ways, high school and middle school students are like this woman. That they're crippled and they're bent over. You know, and if you can imagine being crippled, bent over, you can kind of picture, I mean, what you see would be feet and dirt and laces and road and grass, and you would miss this. You would miss all of creation. You would miss the beauty of what God had created and what life was meant to be, the full view of what life was meant to be. And that's how we perceive kids in a lot of ways. You heard the brokenness, the confusion. What is life all about? I'm going to gravitate towards what I know or what I see, and so they latch on to whatever's easy or whatever's most available. And unfortunately, the role models today, you see them, they're not impressive. The music artists, blind leading the blind. Athletes are not role models anymore, unfortunately. And it's amazing when one stands out. You know, you got a fairly average, maybe slightly above average football player in Tim Tebow, but he just is a genuine guy, and he loves people authentically. And it's not, he knows his purpose is not football. It's a greater purpose. And people gravitate towards him. And that is our heart as Young Life leaders. We want to be those people. We want to walk into their worlds and say, hey, you matter, not because of all these other things and not because of what you bring to the table. You matter because you are God's creation. You are valuable not because you're pretty or you look a certain way or you have style or you're the smartest kid in the class or because you can kick the ball the farthest. Like, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What about the kids that can't do all that stuff? It matters that they were created by God, they're loved by God, they are given purpose by God, and they have a purpose to serve in life and in their world. And when they latch onto that, it changes. It changes everything. There's freedom. And this woman, you know, it's amazing that for her to be healed, it took a touch and it took a spoken word. You know, Jesus spoke into her, said, "You're healed, be healed." And then he touched her. You know, it was probably on a shoulder or something, but there was something about physical touch. You know, psychologists say, you know, kids need 12 touches a day. Something like that. So Jesus gave her a touch. And you know, when a kid comes into Young Life Club on a Monday night or Tuesday night or Wednesday night, you know what they get? They get touches. They get high fives. They hear their name screamed. In fact, we build this corridor of people. Our core kids that came out here, they are the corridor. And there's like 6 to 10 people on one side and same on the left side. And they're screaming and there's loud music. And they run through this tunnel of love. I know that's weird. But they do. And they get high-fived and they get touched. And they hear, "Dave, how you doing, man? Hey, Johnny, hey, all right." And they get sucked into that. Because all of a sudden they're in an environment where it doesn't matter how smart you are, how pretty you are, and what you bring to the table. You just are. And that's enough. And that's the heart of Young Life, because it's the heart of Jesus. Jesus saw her. He saw a person. He did not see a problem. And not like Hollister, he didn't see dollar signs in teens' it wasn't to use or a purpose that was self-seeking. It was just for her. And that's why we're here. It's just for kids. That's it. Nobody's gaining anything here on earth. We're hoping to gain a lot eternally. And we're hoping to see a huge crowd of kids that we've touched along the way. That's our hope. So that's the heart of Young Life. Because it's the heart of God. And we need help, you guys. We do. We need help. We need committee members. We need leaders. We need prayer partners. We really need prayer partners, actually. We really need that. We need people that we can send an email to and we can get response back. I'm on it. I'm praying right now. We need that kind of relationship with people, a closer relationship with you where we know things are being prayed for and lifted up. We need that. And that's why we ask for your email. And so some of you put big signs around prayer. Say, please pray, pray, pray. I'll do it. We need it. And we need financial partners. You see the budget in that trifold brochure there. You know, it's a lot. 201, and that supports 4 clubs, and fully supports 4 clubs. And we're hoping it's going to, you know, seed for some future clubs as well. But that's what we need to raise, and you know, this next year. That's increased from about 190, 188 this current year. And so we need people to get behind it. That's a lot. I know it is. We need to raise 80 tonight. And that's in monthly pledges and one-time gifts and the auction. We need to raise 80 tonight. If you would, look at the packet, or if the table hosts would pass out the packets here. If you would look at that and take a moment. We know some folks in here, I know you came with an amount in mind, probably, and that's great. We appreciate that. Some people in here may be able to give that $1,000, $5,000, or even $10,000 gift tonight. We need those. If you are not able to do that, that's great. We welcome your gift, and we're so grateful that you would give. I guess one challenge, if you don't mind me giving it and being so bold, if you had an amount in your mind coming here, can I challenge you to cut it in half and give it monthly? You'd feel it less tonight, and it would make a lot bigger difference in the future. And knowing that we pay regular bills, and so that means monthly budgets are important, and sometimes it helps us to know kind of what we got each month. And so if we see your name, if you're writing a check each month, that means you're thinking about us. And when we receive it, that means we get to think about you and pray for you and thank you. And that's both on both ends. That's a good thing. But look at the card, and I'll wrap this up in a couple minutes. I will not take much more of your time, and then we'll get to the auction stuff. But you can see all the giving options there. You can also do an electronic funds. You know, if you brought a check and want to just have it deducted from your bank account, you can void a check and send that in with the electronic funds transfer form filled out, and pick the date of the month that it's deducted. Or you can do a credit card gift as well if you would like. That's on the electronic funds transfer form. And then the other things, you know, I already mentioned serving as a volunteer leader. Being involved in Capernaum would be huge. We always need buddies and people to come be a part of that, and that is an exciting new venture. I already also mentioned what I'm calling the front office of Young Life. I really need 3 individuals that would come forward tonight and be a part of this development team to really push things forward, to be a part of the front office, the Young Life front office. And then we need prayer. So if you would consider doing that, please indicate. As well as if you want to host a table next year, if you think you know, you've got really charged being here and can think of friends that would also enjoy being here, let us know that. And we do an April golf tournament that we would love for you to participate in, and maybe even bring a foursome if you would like to do that. That all goes to help kids get to camp in the summer. So thank you so much for your time. I'm going to show a 1-minute video as you're filling things out. and then we'll get on to auction stuff.